Hey guys, it's Taylor. Today I have a different kind of video for you. I have been watching a lot of Storytime videos on YouTube and I actually have fallen in love with them. And I thought, hey, you know, I could do something like that because I have a lot of stories from my life. I have a lot of stories that I could tell and share with you guys that would be interesting to you. So I thought that I would start kind of like a little Storytime series here on my channel. So the first story I'm going to tell you is actually a pretty crazy one. It doesn't really have much of a meaning or like a lesson behind it. It's a story that a lot of people don't know happened actually, and it has to do with my best friend Renee and I when we were 15. Okay. So, Renee and I have been best friends since we were 7, 8 years old. We weren't really necessarily best friends back then, and we always like fought about Tamagotchis and stuff, fought over each other's toys and stupid girl drama, and we always had drama. We still always have drama, but I love her to death. She's like one of those stable people in my life that I can't, you know, shake, nor do I want to shake. She's like a really good influence to have there. She's really good support. Anyways, going on, I could go on for days about Renee, but hi Renee if you're watching, and I know you are. So I'm going to tell you guys the story about when we did cookies in the church, like grassy area, playground area. I don't really know why or what sparked this. However, Renee and I were bored one day and we were both 15 years old and I had just gotten my permit. Now, when you are 15 and you get your permit, it's super exciting and you want to go and drive, obviously, and do things you probably shouldn't be doing, obviously. We were laying on the couch and decided that we wanted to go for a drive in her mom's car because her mom was totally cool with me driving her car. She knew I was a good driver. She trusted me, etc. We drove down to the church and we were gonna hang out and make a video because I used to make videos back then. If any of you guys remember me back then, you know what I mean. So we drove to the church. We were like, hey, we should do cookies in the church parking lot. And the parking lot wasn't big enough. And they had like the church here and then like this big grassy area behind the church that had a playground and whatnot. So we drive the car. We both think it's a really good idea, right? We drive the car up around the playground to the back part of the grassy area and it like goes down in this big like, I don't even know how to describe it. And then we go into the grass and start doing fucking cookies. And I'm not kidding, we probably did like 20 cookies and it was so exhilarating and it was the biggest adrenaline rush I had ever had at age 15 and we thought we were super cool and it was super fun. We were just having a blast, right? We pull out to start to leave the church because we're like, okay, this is boring now. And there is a guy in his car watching us on his phone with, we're assuming the police, obviously, and he's like looking at us like this and like saying like, I saw you, blah, 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 and like, we're like, oh my fucking god, what are we gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do? So Renee is like, drive, and I'm like, fuck, and so I push on the gas as fast as I can. We get the fuck out of that parking lot and drive down the road. There's like Upper Bonnie Lake, there's like lots of like side roads, and like in the area we were in there were lots of side roads and back roads and turns and one ways, and like it's a super confusing area if you don't know where you are. So I'm not from the Bonnie Lake area. Like I know the area pretty well, but I'm not from there. I didn't live there like Renee did. So she was like directing me as fast as she could. I was driving as fast as I could. This guy is fucking 10 feet behind us following us. We get to this little like lake park thing like a mile away, park the car, and we're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So Renee gets on the phone with her friend Jordan and calls her and she's like, dude, Jordan, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? We don't know what to do. This guy's got the cops on the phone, like, all this stuff. Okay, we hear sirens, fucking sirens. This guy pulls up behind me and he's like, stop, I saw you, I know where you're going. So I fucking put my fucking pedal to the metal again, like a lead foot over here, drive away as fast as possible. We're driving up and down these roads as fast as we can. You know, every place we can hide, we try. End up going to her friend's house, parking like up on this weird hill thing. We parked there for like 20 minutes. And so we stay there long enough to make sure that like we would think that he'd be done, you know, following us around. And which is like, thinking back onto it now, it's kind of weird that he was following us around for so long. I don't know, like he's some detective or something, but it was just weird because it was really none of his business and we weren't bothering him. So we sit there for like 20 minutes. We're like, okay, maybe it's safe to go home now. We call Renee's mom before we leave and Renee's like, hey mom, funny story. So if the police show up at your house tell them that we've been home this entire time. And her mom was like, okay, like, cool. Like, her mom has always been the coolest person. Like, if we wanted to, like, do something that we shouldn't be doing, she'd be like, okay with covering us, and that's super nice. In, you know, moderation. We did a couple of things we probably shouldn't have been doing, but we, you know. So we pull out of this like up steep like driveway thing, and I'm like looking both ways, and Renee's like super paranoid. Jordan is in the back seat now, and she's super paranoid. She doesn't know what the fuck just happened, you know. I'm 15 with no license. I have a permit. That's it. Like, I'm supposed to be driving with people 25 and older who have had their license for 5 years and like all this stuff. And I have my permit. So we pull out, like creep out and go towards her mom's house again. And this guy is fucking waiting there. And so we drive as fast as we can. Like, we're all fucking freaking out, dude. And you just see him on the phone. He's like, pull over. He's like honking, honk, 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 honk. Like laying on his horn. Pull over, blah, blah, blah. Like looking at us like, we saw you. I know what you did. And Renee is like, don't fucking pull over, get home. So we drive as fast as we fucking can. I guess I drive as fast as I can to Renee's house, run inside, sit on the couch. Like, Renee pretends she's like folding laundry, and like I'm like, maybe I should take a shower or something. And we just like, we told her mom what we did. And her mom was like, okay, just if someone knocks on the door, you guys were here the whole time, like nothing happened. So we spend the next like 3 hours paranoid out of our fucking minds. We don't know that if the cops are gonna show up, if we're gonna get in trouble for doing cookies in the fucking church parking grass. Like, we have no idea what's gonna happen. And so it's like the longest 3 hours of our lives, and we're like, oh my god, he's gonna knock on the door. And anytime someone would drive by slowly, we'd be like, oh my god. Turns out we didn't get caught. The guy didn't pursue us any longer, or maybe he did. We do know that he called the cops because we did hear sirens. But yeah, I mean, that's the story in itself. We were really scared, but it was really fun. And like, looking back on it now, it's absolutely hilarious. Both of us think it's phenomenal that we did what we did, and definitely like one of my favorite memories to think back to when I was younger. We didn't get caught. Her mom thought it was funny. I have some pretty crazy stories with Renee. We did have a pretty crazy teenage few years together. Yeah. So I'll have lots more for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to all my new subscribers. It's nice to meet you. I'm Taylor, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Bye!